So this is my follow-up to the UFC stuff, the 296. Obviously I made some predictions, and I made some predictions. I'm just loading up my my bet slip so I know exactly who I'd said. The first thing about the predictions though is the Ian Gary Vicente Luque fight got dropped because I think Ian Gary had pneumonia or something. He came down with a sickness, so I can't remember what Dana White said. Then I know the first fight what let me down was Cody Durden and Alonzo Menafield. I think I picked Durden because of the run he was on. And then the other fight what let me down was Wonderboy and Shavkat Rakhmonov. Obviously Wonderboy got submitted. So yeah, Dustin Jacoby, Alonzo Menafield, Stephen Thompson and Shavkat Rakhmonov, and then the co-main event, Brandon Royval and Alejandro Pantoja. Now, they're the 3 out of the 12 that I got wrong. Obviously I had 13 picks, but the Ian Gary one got cancelled. The Andre Feely one, and I knew it'd be a knockout. The Josh Emmett one was the same. I knew if he connected it'd be a knockout. Ariana Lipski, I just knew she was like tough and she'd been on a good run lately. And honestly I hadn't heard of that Casey O'Neill until I watched the fight, and when they mentioned that she had just lost to Jennifer Meyer, I was like, oh, that's who she's been fighting. I must have missed it. I normally watch every single one, but I must have missed it. Irene Aldana, I knew that she was a complete and utter dog and a savage, and she was. For her to fight through that leg was craziness, watching that, and still be like putting on that pace. She was just boxing. Obviously the Alonzo Menafield, Dustin Jacoby, that didn't go through. The Garbrandt one was exactly like how I'd seen it. If Cody Garbrandt is fighting his fight with using his footwork, his speed, I don't know who beats him in that division. It's so strange, it's weird, but whenever he gets caught, that's when the problems come about. Randy Brown and Muslim Salikov was a void. Tagir Ulanbekov, yeah, so Tagir looked really good, but I didn't realise how good Cody Durden was, and then I watched the fight and I was a bit worried. Stephen Thompson obviously submitted. He got submitted for the first time, and that's what I'd said in the prediction. If it stays on the feet, Wonderboy has a chance, and that's why I picked him. But if he got took down and got submitted, or there was a grappling match, that's where I had an issue where he'd probably lose. Paddy Pimblett Ferguson, first 2 rounds for Pimblett, it was like insane, but then that last round I was like, he needs to be careful here. Obviously Royval and Pantoja, I got that one wrong, and the reason why I predicted Royval was if he had a fought the way he did in that 5th for the full fight, he'd have won. But he didn't. I don't know what was wrong. Like, he he wasn't piecing combos together. But in that last round, obviously his corner said, you need to piece him up. You need to put everything out there. But that should have been his mindset from round number 1. And then obviously Leon Edwards Covington. I wanted Leon to KO him after what Colby had said about his family and stuff. And even though that didn't happen, like the way that he did dominate, and the leg kicks and the few combos and the few strikes he landed, whenever Colby done something, Leon would get it back. Whenever Colby tried anything, he would always show like a domination of position or domination in striking, or he attempted submissions, and he said in the conference afterwards they were deep. The first choke, what he had to spin out of, the armbar. But that last round, like, I know everyone's saying Cody's washed up and probably old and probably ring rust and probably this. Towards the end of that last round, it was like he knew, so he just let it all out, and he actually started fighting. But it was similar to that Hoival Pantoja match. If you wait until the last round to let it all out, usually with the champions it's too late, unless obviously you're dominating the champion. But that's all my predictions. So out of it all, I think I had an accumulator of 13. 2 of them got voided, and I got 3 wrong out of, I think, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3 out of 11. So I got 8 correct. And there was a point where I could have cashed out, and it was like £6 something. But then that was when Alonzo Menifield was fighting Dustin Jacoby, and obviously that's when the bet went off. But had that one have gone through, I would have had a few more fights until that Wonderboy Thompson one, because I got the next couple right as well. And then he had the Wonderboy one. But I was thinking about cashing out there and anyways, and then obviously I would have done after I watched. I don't know if it had have been enough, I'd have cashed out, but that's my take on this one, and hopefully I get more right on the next one. But it wasn't a bad effort. Thanks for watching.